Training topic: in-person voting in Wisconsin.
Hello, my name is Jenny Newgart from the Wisconsin Board for People with Developmental Disabilities and the Wisconsin Disability Vote Coalition. Because of COVID-19, the Disability Vote Coalition is encouraging voters to consider absentee voting. Some voters make the choice to vote in person at their polling place or to vote early, sometimes called in-person absentee voting. Others may have difficulty reading an absentee ballot and prefer to use an accessible voting machine at the polls. And there are other reasons you may choose to vote in person on November 3rd. This video will give you some helpful tips for staying safe if you do decide to vote in person, either early voting or voting at your polling place on Election Day. Confirm that you are registered to vote and that your voter registration information is current. To determine if you're registered to vote, check myvote.wi.gov/register to vote. If you are not registered to vote, you may register at your polling place on Election Day or during early voting. You must provide a proof of residence document. In addition to a valid state of Wisconsin driver's license or state ID card with your current address, other documents may be used as proof of residence for registering. Some examples are a current utility bill, lease, a paycheck or pay stub, a university ID card, or other official document showing the voter's name and current address. A list of acceptable documents can be found on myvotewisconsin/proof of residence. Online registration is available at the My Vote Wisconsin website through October 14th. Review your ballot online before you go to the polls. That will give you a chance to research candidates in advance and decide who you want to vote for to minimize the amount of time you have to spend at the polls. To see who is on your ballot, go to myvotewisconsin/preview my ballot. To learn about the candidates, you can check their websites and social media pages. Two other good sources for nonpartisan candidate information are vote411.org and ballotpedia.org. Be sure to check your polling place before you go. It may have changed. You can find your polling place at myvotewisconsin/find my polling place. We also suggest that you call your municipal clerk to double check your polling place, as there's not a deadline for making updates to changes in polling places on the My Vote Wisconsin website. Find your municipal clerk at myvotewisconsin/mymunicipalclerk. You must have an acceptable photo ID to vote, such as a current Wisconsin driver's license or state ID. Bring It to the Ballot has a list of acceptable photo IDs. If you do not have a current acceptable photo ID, you can apply for a free one for voting purposes at the Wisconsin Division of Motor Vehicles. Plan ahead because many DMV hours have been reduced. For more information, contact the DMV Voter ID Hotline at 844-588-1069. A voter who does not have an acceptable photo ID must be offered a provisional ballot and the opportunity to submit a photo ID within 3 days after the election. If you are not able to enter your polling place because of your disability, you may request curbside voting. Curbside voting is required by law for any voter who cannot enter the polling place due to a disability. The Wisconsin Election Commission believes that individuals who are immunocompromised or have symptoms of COVID-19 are eligible to curbside vote. Curbside voting means 2 poll workers will bring the ballot to your car so you can vote. They will check your photo ID and witness you completing your ballot. You are exempt from signing the poll book if you vote curbside. Curbside voting should also be available during in-person absentee voting, also called early voting, at your clerk's office or alternate site. Polling places handle curbside voting differently. For example, you may have to ring a doorbell, honk your horn, or call a phone number. We recommend that you contact your municipal clerk before Election Day to find out how your polling place handles curbside voting. If you still need to register to vote, you may also complete a registration form and show proof of residence from your vehicle. Your polling place may be offering drive-through voting. Drive-through voting is different than curbside voting in that drive-through voting would be offered to anyone, and curbside is limited to voters with disabilities who cannot enter the polling place. Voters who are unable or unwilling to use the drive-through process should have the ability to vote using traditional methods in the polling location or the location that may have been moved outdoors to complement the drive-through voting option. This includes the use of accessible voting equipment if requested. If you must get out of your car to vote, please practice social distancing and wash your hands thoroughly before and after you vote. You may want to bring your own black pen to mark your ballot. The Wisconsin Election Commission and the Disability Vote Coalition recommends the use of masks or face coverings by voters unless they are unable to do so because of a disability-related or medical reason. You may be asked to remove your mask briefly for identification purposes. Poll workers and election officials are required to wear face coverings. If you choose not to wear one, this will not interfere with your right to vote. However, clerks may establish procedures to allow for voters without facial coverings to cast a ballot safely on Election Day. This may involve using designated areas of the polling place for these voters or assigning poll workers with additional personal protective equipment to serve these voters. Every polling place must have an accessible voting machine that is set up and ready to use, including audio and tactile devices on Election Day. It is a best practice to offer the use of the machine to every voter, and any voter has the right to use the machine. Public health guidance recommends sanitizing equipment after every user if poll workers are able. You have the right to request a disability-related accommodation. Some of the most common requests are for a signature guide, magnifying glass, or assistance with marking your ballot. You may bring someone to assist you or ask a poll worker for assistance. If you have a problem with an accommodation request or accessibility concern, here are some contacts who can assist you. First, ask to speak to the Chief Election Inspector at your polling place or ask for the municipal clerk. If you aren't satisfied with how the issue is resolved, you can contact the Wisconsin Elections Commission at elections.wi.gov/complaints or call toll-free 1-866-VOTE-WIS. That's 1-866-868-3947. You may also contact the Disability Rights Wisconsin Voter Hotline at 1-844-DIS-VOTE. That's 1-844-347-8683. Or email us at info@disabilityvote.org to receive assistance with your concern. Be patient and courteous. Election workers are doing their best under difficult circumstances, and there may be more people voting in person this November. Stay safe and please vote. Your vote is your voice. For additional information, check the Disability Vote Coalition website at disabilityvote.org. Email us at info@disabilityvote.org or call the DRW Voter Hotline at 1-844-DIS-VOTE. That's 1-844-347-8683. Thank you.
This project was supported by funds received under the Help America Vote Act, HAVA, for protection and advocacy system to provide education, training, and assistance to individuals with disabilities to promote their participation in the electoral process.